Yeah, testing.
Does that look alright?
That looks. You look all right there. Now you put an hat on. I can't see your head. You're on. We're on.
It's alive.
Another how-to video. Chat 4 before.
Body lift.
What we're doing today, we're doing body lift on someone else, not one of ours, on somebody else's that we've done a bit of work on.
Roll's been sat up around for a long time.
Forever. So we're just going to run you through quite quickly how we do it, what we go about, what we need to do beforehand. There's a couple of extra bits on this one, so it's got a bull bar on it. It's going to need some new brackets making. That's going to have to go up 2 inch. We've got everything down it. Well, pretty much everything we'll need. It's on your face when you come down here. So, but outside of that, I'll have a look.
So this is the Milner kit. This is the Polybush kit, not the Alley kit, which I've got in mind. So much better. You don't corrode and you don't stick. So yeah, this is what they're required to the body lift. That's your steering knuckle. Yeah, that's a bit of a job to change if your steering knuckle's tight. Then well. Yeah.
8 big mushies, 4 smaller ones, that's the for the front to the back. Pretty much everything's a 14 apart from the steering block, the 13, I think it's got 12s on it now.
Yeah.
But you get new everything, so it's all replaceable. Now we know probably everything's going to be seized tight, so plenty of lube, plenty of heat, don't rush. We'll see how we get on. And
You might need one of these.
you might need one of these.
And I've got the burning gear over there. Worst case, it's not tight if it's liquid. Another thing, you get 2 different types of bolts. You only get 2 smaller bolts. But we can't remember where they go, around the front
Well,
mounts
the front at that.
or the back mounts.
Yeah.
But we'll find out when we get to that stage. So yeah. Yeah, enjoy the video.
For now.
So that's rear mount. And you've got one there. It's a back wheel. One there, it's in the middle. That's your front mount. One before the front wheel. And then you've got, you won't be able to see it on the front. There's the very front mount. You've got to watch these because sometimes you can stick, so when you lift the body you can stick to them, so you can cause damage, so be careful. Luckily that one went.
Huh?
That one went.
Snaps.
No, don't use a buzz gun on that, you animal.
Why?
Because it'll snap straight away.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, don't use a buzz gun if it's too tight. It will snap it instantly.
I snap things all the time.
Don't snap it.
When we get the hot torch, yeah, it's tight.
It's tight. So you don't use them again, you don't need them because it ends up, when you put the bumper on with the lift on, it'll lift the bumper out. You've also got the crash. So, front end's completely stripped now, ready. So obviously we take...
Sit top at mount here now, that's the bolt you're going to need for the fronts.
Just remember, them bolts we took out for the crash bar, put them back in, because if you ever buy a bull bar, they mount to them, so put some copper slip on them or something as well. So obviously for future thingy. Them end plates, they can stay like that. Yeah, so that's ready now for the lift at the front. Everything's off.
Loads of access, loads of room.
Yeah, pretty easy.
So we're going to go from this bolt, top at bolt here, right the way through to underneath here. They're both for 14, but they've already been lubed up like we showed you before. So we're just going to leave them for a bit still while we get everything else sorted.
So now we've got to strip the cab and pull the carpets up and stuff. So we've got to take plastic off there, off that side. So we've got to take that one off, that one off.
These screws here.
Them screws, yeah, they're just Phillips screws. We've already took one off because we've done a seal repair.
Might be able to see it.
Yeah, it's under all the carpet.
Under carpet, this bit of carpet will come up here. You find a nice hole.
You've got to like shove the seat forward, and then also in the back. Oh, we might have an issue at the back. I just realised, John, we might have an issue. So, didn't think this one through. So, one bolt is under all that, and the other bolt is under all that. Cracking boot setup though. Love it. That's going to be an issue, but we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. We'll do it. Right. So we'll just show you where it is. You can't really see. Let me get a torch. So, right. See that hole there? That's where the bolt goes. So we've got to get our hands in there and get a socket in. But normally on the original ones they are captive. They have like an edge on side of the bolt, so you can undo them from the bottom without annoying the top. So hopefully we can get it undone, and in the worst case we've got to cut them, pull them out, and then get the new bolts in, the longer bolts. But as you can see, it's very tight, and this side's going to be even more of an issue. Yeah, we'll try. So you take this off, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. And it's literally screwed to them, and you just pry it off with a flat screwdriver. Easy. But you put grip tape on them, so they have to find them. Busy man.
One here.
Right, show me what you can see.
Got a cap on it. So you're going to need to, it has got a locking ring on it, but that's where the bolt's going to come out of. So you've got a new bolt for there. You're going to keep that ring if you can. There's one there just under my hand. That's a spanner job, just so you're not pulling all the carpet up. And then we've got the one at the front. Follow me. There we go, the setup ready.
There you go. And as you can see, get the torch right, that locking ring there, so it should come undone from underneath if they're clean and nice. So it makes it a little bit easier for you, but yeah, it doesn't normally work. But yeah, that's the front, that one. So it's 1, 2, 3 at the back, and then the front. So it's a 12mm, this one. Oh, it's come loose. Not the best place to work, to be honest with you. I've worked in nicer places. Just get a socket, John. Ratting about. Don't kick the camera, John. I really like doing things like that. You right?
Almost. Well.
So this is the Phil's top tip, this. If you go tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, it'll clean the threads up a bit before you go right to end.
Yeah.
And it comes off nicely.
Beautiful, man.
Phil's top tip.
Knock it through, mate.
We need some John's top tips. We've not seen any John's top tips.
John's top tip. Don't let Phil make a brew.
All we've got is John's messing about or breaking things. We call him the breaker. This is what not to do, John's way.
Shouts at me for being heavy-handed.
Yeah, he is. He's an animal. I was born ready. This is where I get rubbish in my eye. When you see them reels and you just like undo something, you get a bucket thrown in your face. Are you on yet?
Yeah.
Nice. Another one bites the dust.
Give her a push.
This is not a hammer. Now it is.
And some heat.
Let's get the burn torch. Should be enough. Like I said on other videos, you can get a little burner off Amazon, a small one, which is more than enough you need to do these. Slight bit of heat in there. You don't heat the bolt up, heat next to the bolt, and that should be enough heat to then loosen it off a bit. Yeah, Phil's top tip. So it's getting tighter now, so we need to put some more heat on it again. I don't want to snap it. I don't like snapping stuff. Ooh, that really is tight. Very tight, that. So this is the steering knuckle. These can be very tight. Filed the steering wheel for you.
Got it? Yes. She cracked.
You can do it on your own light, but you struggle. Like, I'm currently struggling now, trying to hold the camera.
Live me, are we live? Are we on?
We're on.
From what lies beneath. Right, so we've got this for your steering coupling, right? That's the top. That's the bottom. So your bolts are going to come through that hole and that hole there, right through the top. And then you'll notice that there's these big holes in the bottom, right? So if I just show you up here, if you can steer in at camera, Phil, there. Steady hand, you see. Steady hand. Oh, get a bit closer. So, your bolts are going to come through this hole and that hole. So this isn't connected at the minute. And then the big holes, so the ones that I told you are your locating ones, that's where these things sit. 1, 2. So they go into these big bits here. 1, 2. So if I were to put it on now, it looks something like that. Is that alright? A bit dark in it. Something like that. Take it back off. So the small holes for the bolts, big holes for the locators. And then we should be alright.
But obviously it won't fit because
these splines are filthy.
Splines are minging, so
we're going to just push it out of the way a little bit.
So that's the fan guard, the lower guard. There's literally 3 clips. You just put your arm down here, clip one side, middle, and this side, and that should pop off. The only reason you've got to take that off is because the fan will catch it, because the fans are here and you've moved it, so it catches it. So we need to take that off, otherwise it'll break. It's obviously not ideal again to remove it. It's there for a reason, but body lifts. It's off-roading it. That's what I expect. So yeah, and the fuel lines, I think it's fuel lines or brake lines. I'll show you what the score is with these. Right, so
halfway point.
brew time.
Brew time, halfway, dinner time. Front bracket off, bumper off, rear bumper off, rear bracket off. All the middle mount bolts are out. That's these ones. To give you a comparison, that's the new one, lengthwise. So I think the smaller ones are in the front, but we've left the bolts in the front because we're going to obviously lift the body up, so we want some sort of safety if it wants to slide forwards, backwards. So leave the front bolts in.
It can move.
So we're going to go get a brew, get some dinner. When we come back, we'll lift the body up.
Oh, fan cowling.
Fan cowling.
Fan cowling. I can't remember that.
Bottom of the fan cowling is come off. 2 bolts out of the UJ. Make sure your steering's straight. You can take them out completely now. And make sure you put plenty of lube on the spline so it'll drop down when we put the new one in. That's about halfway in it. That's about right. That we've not rounded anything. We've not broke anything. I've not snapped anything
Because me.
Let's
put the big gun on it, Phil.
Done all right. We've done all right. So we need to get that fan cowling off and
then we're going to try and lift it
move it on
with a jack. Or bottle jack, because normally I use the forklift, but that's cheating, so I could use a crane, but no, it's cheating again. I want to try and do it as if you guys are doing it at home. So you try and use a jack best we can, need wood, we'll manage it. So, but for now, we're going to have a brew and something to eat. I've got a steak pie in there, what's calling my name. Enjoy. Action.
So I've had a dinner, had a brew. I'm just going to show you the clearance before we put the new lift on. It's new stuff on now. Lift the body up. So we're going to get a nice, lovely gap. So this is our current clearance between the chassis and the body. Can't really do anything in that gap. And like we said before, once the lift's on, you can actually get a socket and ratchet in there, get your hand in there, so you can get to the top mounts and everything, save you having to do it from the inside. So current clearance, not so much. Next time we show you this will be body lift on.
Right, so
Take two.
Take two, yeah. Excuse the noise. Right, so yeah, we've got the jack out, a piece of wood. We've got an up corner at the body there. Good strong point that as well. We've tried jacking it. It will work, but you've got to remember all the clearance and all the weight on the chassis. You've got to lift that up first before it'll lift the body off, because obviously the body's quite heavy. It is a bit sketchy, but you just keep hold of your jack and keep doing it. It's all right. We managed to get another piece of wood in there, a bit of 2 inch.
Keep bolstering it as you go. Do not stick your hands.
Yeah,
your fingers
do not
in
put your hands in there.
Until you're ready. Just put this in. Plenty of wood. Make sure it ain't gonna move.
So yeah, just keep packing your wood up as you're going. But I do one side at a time. So I do this side first, and then work you to that side then. So.
More battery.
Thanks for telling us that, Dave. That was the battery advisor.
Go on, keep checking.
Right, so we've got a bigger block now.
Time.
Right, so we've had a bit of a game plan here now. That weren't working, it was too dangerous. So the idea is jack the car up on the tow bar or wherever, take all the flex out of the suspension first.
So in the two back holes when you're inside the car, they're full of this lovely foam stuff that you have to take out. Sound deadening, waterproofing,
But it makes your car rust.
make your car rusting. You can see it on there, look. So we get these out of the way, and then hopefully the bolts will come out. Why is that not doing it?
Well, we got that in. That was terrible. That was hard work. Do not do a boot setup before you do the body lift. But we got it in. Well, the question is, can we tighten it?
The important thing is, don't forget your big washer before you put your nuts on. Don't lose them.
That's for the bottom,
It's for the bottom.
and the other's for the top.
Right, so we've got this side done, front to back. After we did the back one, dead easy, all the way to the front, no issues. So, bolt's gone through, use your original washer. And then under here, this is what order you should have things. So, you should have your new poly bush, that goes flat against the body. Your original top mounting underneath, bolt. So before we talked about the gap between the body and the chassis, we've still just got to bolt it down yet, put bumpers back on, and we're pretty much job done. So now, can you see this gap? That's what we've created with the body lift. So you can get right in there, access to anything you need access to, especially shocker tops.
And jet washing as well.
Jet washing, cleaning, making sure the chassis is not rotten. But the gap's massive, you get your arm in it now.
Job's a good one. So, right, we're done for today. We've got most of the body lift done. It's done. It's got a bull bar to finish now. A couple of bits of wire on the back lights, and then check everything. There's a few other jobs we need to do to it as well.
It's been quite straightforward actually.
Yeah.
It's no dramas, took a time. There's no rush with these things, so. And it looks really good now. It's
Definitely tall.
a couple of inches higher, so we'll
Yeah.
carry on in the morning, eh?
So yeah, so tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
just like what? This.
Morning!
Morning.
We're back. We have been home, but we're back.
Okay, clean shave as well.
Clean shave. Doesn't look as scruffy now.
Cut my hair as well, my hair as well.
We've got a few other bit of jobs to do on it. We're not going to include them in the video because we're all about the body lift on this one. So just going to give you a final little walk around, make sure you've not forgot to tighten anything up, not forgot to put anything back. And then that should be the job done. Jap 4x4 workshop, happy customer, saved them a lot of time and effort. That's what we're about, that's what we do. We're just going to go back to front. We're only going to do one side per time. So if you're coming over here, panels are back on, bumpers are back on. Make sure you get all these back in place. You don't want a loose bumper. Lights are plugged back in. All the panels are in on the inside. The bolts are tight in there, so we're happy with that. Let's go this way. Rear mount's done, checked, tightened. Again, I don't know if you can see it that well with light, but that's the lift. That's what we've achieved with the body lift, so that's what you're going to get out of it. Tightened up, tightened up, tightened up. Got panels inside, nice, neat, put back on. Make sure you tuck all the carpet back in nice and tidy. Same with the front. Around the front. This plastic panel here, you can get to fit with a bit of tinkering and what have you, so we've got that to do. Just to make sure everything's covered and safe, but it won't, because you've lifted the body, it won't fit as it did originally. Bumpers back on, bolts are back in. Don't forget your fog lights if you've not got this model, so if you've not got the Prado, if you're on the Collies like we are.
Here's a collie.
Here's a Collie.
It's the very first
It's the very first one, it's the older one. If you've got the newer ones. And then the job's done. Make sure you tighten up the UJ bolts. And it's always worth checking after you've had a drive that all that's done. Oh, nothing's coming loose, everything has to settle in. And then just back over here, check your gear selectors. It should light up on the dash where it is. If it doesn't, slightly misaligned. There's a lot of stuff you can do about that. But if you've got any issues, give us a message, just ask the question. We're always here, we're nice, friendly people. Camera angle's bad for me, it makes me look short.
Right, we're live now.
Oh, wait, are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
So we're all done. Like, subscribe, share. If you've got Jap 4x4, don't matter what it is, like the pages, like the Facebooks, and come and join us on our days out.
Another thing, comment if you want any more information, or if you want us to do something different, drop us a comment and we'll see if we can sort it out, you know. Be able to do another truck. Yeah.
Up and coming, we've got some gearbox stuff. We've got the sender unit that we're changing on mine from the tank. They leak all the time on all of them.
Transfer box oil seal.
Transfer box oil seal.
Yeah, that's one to do.
So we're gonna try and do quicker videos, but the body lift takes some time, so it was just worth doing a longer video for this one.
And there is potentially a gearbox change video as well.
Yeah.
So maybe look out for that one.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, share. Jap 4x4 Workshop.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Till next video.